Well, hello. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Elegant Sentiments today. I'm Sheryl, and I'm the owner of Elegant Sentiments, and this is our weekly card share number 85. I'm here again today with more of Lisa Horton's wonderful products. I've got a bundle that I haven't used yet. I've had this for a little while, but I never used it. And so I'm committing myself to actually using everything that I have. So I'm using this one for today's project. And I've got some of Lisa's inks. This is this ink, the Sunset Pink Interference ink, is one of her brand new ones, and this is an exclusive to scrapbook.com. So if you want this ink, you'll have to order it here in the States from scrapbook.com. And then I have another interference ink that's a little bit different, close in shade, but a little bit different. And it's called Fruit Salad Shimmer. Both of these are interference inks. And her interference inks, for those that don't know, there are two colors here on the lid. And when you put this ink on white cardstock, you get the color that's on the left. And if you put it on dark cardstock, you'll get the color that's on the right of the lid. Now the lids aren't true to color, but they give you some sense of, you're going to have a pinkishy color and a goldy color. So those are the interference inks. And then I have the Agnes Gray, which is part of the new Pick by Paula line. And these are available. See, I've seen these at scrapbook.com, and I've seen them at Simon Says Stamp. Another place in the States is inkystamper.com, but I haven't seen those out there yet, but I know that they'll probably show up there as well. So these are all of the products that I'm going to be using for today. And the project that I made, it's a super simple one, but I really wanted to use these inks, and I'm not sure if I can. Yeah, you can see the shimmer on that ink. It's a really nice shine to it. And then I've inked up my panel using the stencils, and I have some champagne glitter cardstock behind it, along with I think this is pewter hot foil from Spellbinders. And then I've got some gems that I used these are from Pink Fresh Studio. So I have my card, and I inked up the flap of the envelope to coordinate with it. And then I just have a little strip of gold on the inside of the, not gold, but the platinum glitter cardstock to champagne is what this is called, the champagne glitter cardstock from Pink Fresh Studio for the inside of my card. So that is the card and the sample, and we will go ahead and get started with inking up our panel. Let's see, let me bring in I have my Ultimate 2 here that I'll be using, and I've got a piece of cardstock. The piece that I'm using is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, but I am going to trim it down to 4 by 5 1/4 when we're done. So we'll start with the stenciling and get the stencils out. This is a really quick card. I like these stencils because you can do this in no time and use any color combination. So you could use this for Christmas. You could use it for birthday. You could use it for baby shower, which is what one of mine is going to be. And then you could also use it for, just about anything where you just want to have a festive, celebratory kind of look and feel to your card. So let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and start with panel number 1, and I'm going to put this down so that I'm covering the entire panel, even though I'm going to cut it down a wee bit, but I just want to make sure that I'm getting ink everywhere. So there we go. This is stencil number 1, and we're going to start out with the new Sunset Pink interference ink, and this is a really vibrant pink. I used this on a card that I posted on a couple of Facebook groups for Lisa Horton. I used this ink and I paired it with some darker color inks, and it can tone this color down, but it's a really bright pink, and I like it for the purpose that I'm doing here, a really bright festive card. And so this inks up really quick. Again, this is the wrapping up layering stencil, and it's just a bunch of bows that we're going to be making. And this is the Sunset Pink on stencil number 1. And this one, I like them. This is one you could do a lot of these. It would make a great Christmas card. You could put just a nice Merry Christmas sentiment on the front of it when you're done, and you can do it really quickly. I really like that about this stencil set. Very easy to do. And I'm going to bring in a piece of black card so that you can see what I'm talking about when I say interference inks, just in case you may not be aware. When I have more views after the fact than I have live, but for you that are here, thank you. I'm glad that you're here. I'm happy to not be crafting alone. I'm going to grab a piece of black card just so you can see what I'm talking about. So you see what it looks like on white card, but I put this same ink down on black card, and then when that ink dries, you'll be able to see. You can actually kind of see already without it even drying that it shows up gold on a black card. So that's what the interference ink is. You get 2 different colors from one ink pad. So that's the Sunset Pink. And then I'm going to move on to stencil number 2. And it's another interference ink. It's really close in color, but it's different, just enough difference to make sense for this bow, the ribbons on this bow. So this one is called Fruit Salad Shimmer. And it's a pinky orange, and it works the same way as the other one. When you put this on black card, you get a different color, another tone of gold with this one. These interference inks are really nice, and they're fantastic for doing inky backgrounds if you like doing that. These interference inks are wonderful for that. And then if you just want some shimmer on your inking, these are the inks for you, because you get a ton of shine. Almost, not quite, you get a little bit more shine with Lisa's metallics, but it's very close, the amount of shine that shows up on these when you use these inks. So I'm just putting a nice solid layer on these. Because of the design, I'm not trying to do any shading or accenting or highlighting, which makes it fun and fast. So you just put the ink down. Just make sure you've got a nice solid coverage everywhere, and that's all you have to do. No real thinking about it. This is a fun one to do when you just have some music going or TV going. Sometimes I'll watch a TV program when I'm doing a lot of cards like this when I'm doing multiples. If I were doing this for a Christmas card, and this would be an easy one just to put on and just ink up and relax. Because I find stenciling very relaxing. So we're just getting through this very, very, very easily. And I don't know if it's the angle. That part just always looks like I don't have enough ink on there. But I think it's pretty good. Okay, so this is stencil number 2 of our bow. And we will keep going. We're moving on now to the in-between part of the bow and the tail. So I opted for a gray for this one. I've got the new Agnes gray from Picked by Paula for Lisa Horton. And I'm telling you, these matte blending inks are the absolute creamiest inks. I just love them. They're so smooth and creamy. And that's how they go down on your paper. Just smooth like butter. Really nice. So I've got this one. This is a nice gray to have because you can mix it with a lot of other colors. You can use it for shading. Really nice tone to use for shading, which I've done. I'll try to remember to show you a couple cards that I made during the week using this new ink. Oftentimes by the time I get to the end of the live, I've forgotten, but I hope I'll remember. So I'm just going in, filling in all of these little gray spots. If you happen to be a Lisa Horton fan, she, until the tariffs went into place, she would ship to the US, but with all the changes to tariffs, she can't do that anymore. So we have to wait for the distributors here in the States to get them. And she's got a new release of inks. She's got new metallic inks. She's got new Swift Dry inks. And she's got an Ink School ink line of products. And what else? A set of new, it's not a set, but there's a new grouping of embossing folders that she has, some beautiful embossing folders. And those are all now available here in the States. I've seen them at like the other inks I was talking about earlier. I've seen them at scrapbook.com and also Simon Says Stamp. So if you prefer, to support smaller retailers, Simon Says Stamp is a good one. I order from them quite often and they deliver quickly. And I'm always ordering something from Scrapbook. I need to stay off of their page. Or work more hours. I'm retired, but I still do a little bit of work, and I have to support my habit. But this is almost done, and this is like a nice muted gray, so I like this gray. And I think it goes well with these bright colors to be the inside and tails of the bow. Okay, so that's it for stencil number 3. And we've only got one more stencil, and this one will be done. We'll be ready for it to trim it down. I'm going to go back to the sunset pink for this layer. And change out my brush here. And we'll be able to wrap this one up in pretty short order, because it's just adding the other parts of the bow. Lots of pretty bows. And you could change the colors up and give this to anyone. I like sets that are versatile. And this one is pretty versatile. And now that I've actually used it and I've seen how easy it is, I'll be using this more often, especially if I'm in a rush for something. Almost done. The only thing about the exclusive inks like this, Sunset Pink is exclusive to Scrapbook. They don't come with re-inkers. So if it's something that you really, really like and want to have it for a long time, now they're juicy pads and they'll keep their ink for quite some time. But if you think it's something you're going to want longer than the normal use, you might want to get yourself a second one, because when they're gone, they are gone. Okay, that's all the inking that we have to do. Get this out of the way. So there are all of our ribbons all inked up with our wrapping up stencils. And we'll just grab this. And I'll bring in my trimmer. I want to trim this down to 4 by 5 1/4. And then after I trim it, I will go ahead and emboss it using the coordinating embossing folder. I think I'm going to trim off this edge over here that has more of the partial ribbon on it. And I think I'll go from here. No, I'll go this way and trim off more down there. So I'm trimming off 4 by 5 1/4. I have to pay attention to what I'm doing because I'm good for trimming off more than I expected or planned to. So that takes care of the first prep for our panel. And then you can see, get this so you can see that shine again. You can see it's really, really shiny, very pretty in person. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and emboss it. And this is a 3D embossing folder. Get this and then just line it up inside the folder. I think this folder is a 5 by 7, so you can, if you like making bigger cards, this set would work well for you. And I'm just trying to get this lined up. This light, I changed my light for so that I don't have that horrible glare on top of my glass mat. But when I'm crafting at night like now, it's dark here And it's really, sometimes it's hard to see when I'm lining up these stencils, so I'm trying to be extra careful here, taking a little more care than I would normally have to. I think that's fairly straight in there. Okay, well, we're going to go with that, and I'm going to run this through my embossing machine. Got a Platinum 6 over here. Excuse me. And I'm just using the regular sandwich for the Platinum 6, the base platform, and the gray adapter plate, and the shim to emboss. And let's see how good I did with lining up. I think I did pretty good. All right, so you can, again, it's hard to see that embossing, but you can, well, there, you can see. Got a nice deep emboss there. And then I've already got a panel of the gold. This is not gold. It's called Champagne Glitter Cardstock from Pink Fresh Studio. And I'm going to use the whole piece. I'll usually cut that out, but I didn't do that, and I don't want to take the time to do it now. So I'm just going to use the whole piece and put that on there. So I like to use glue when I'm adhering to the glitter cardstock. It seems like I get a better result than with my tape runner. But I'm sure you could use tape if you didn't happen to have any liquid glue. But I'm going with this. I'll put some down, not all over, but just on the raised parts to give it a little extra adherence, hopefully. And then we'll just put this piece down on top. Let's see which way. I think it's fine to have the bows go there. And when I have these tiny little layers underneath, I like using glue because it's a lot more forgiving. And I forgot to hold that down because sometimes it will shift if you hadn't let it dry. It did pretty good. Okay, and so for my sentiment, I'm going to, here's the inside of my card. I already printed out my sentiment and onto the inside with the flap. And then I'm going to, let's see, let me go ahead and put this piece down first onto the card front, and then I'll put some foam tape behind that sentiment. And that is one, I think that is a Spellbinder sentiment set. I hot foil a bunch of sentiments at once in a lot of different foil colors when I do it. And this one I think is a Spellbinders one, that sentiment. But I didn't look it up ahead of time so I could tell you. But if if you're interested and you want to know exactly which one, just leave me a comment and I will see it and I will look it up and let you know. So I'm going to put behind my sentiment some foam just to raise it up a little bit. And this says, "May all your wishes come true." It's kind of hard to see. There you go. So I'm going to pop that up. Will 2 make it? I think it will. Yeah. Got some little scissors over here. I hope you're having a good week. I am. It's been busy, but it's good. My grandson is a senior in high school, and he's playing football again. This is last year, so we'll be going to see him at his final home game tomorrow. All these little milestones for him. That'll be something fun to look forward to. Okay, I think I got most of this on here. Nope. Need to stick it down so it'll stay before I try and cut it. There. Now we can trim it. Okay. So I'll get that out of the way. And we'll go ahead and pull the backing off and put this down. And then we'll embellish whatever bows or the center of the bows, which is optional as always, but I like having a little extra shine. Okay, let's lift up here. There we go. I wonder if there's foam tape out there that you can put down the way you do regular tape. That would be nice. And not have to fool with this backing, but it is what it is. Okay, now we're going to put our sentiment right here. Try and get it in the center for this one. Yeah, let's see. I think we'll go, if I can get my fingers out of the way. I think that's straight, so we'll push that down, go with that. And then I've got these Pink Fresh Studio. These are called Champagne Glitter Drops. So they coordinate really well with that champagne glitter cardstock. And I'll just put on the centers of the ones you can see. So I'll just put 3. Put one here, and one here. Try and pick them up. These are, they're very pretty. It's hard to see what's the flat side and what's the round side though, because they're kind of clear. The one thing I did notice though is when they're upside down, they're shinier. So put that one there. And it'll take me longer to get these 3 little dots on than it did to ink the whole panel. It's funny. Sometimes if you wiggle, there we go. Well, that one fell out, so that'll, is it upside down now? Let's see. Oh. Is there one that's the right way up? The right way around. Okay, I think. These are times when my nails are not my friend. Aha, I've got you until I don't. Aha, there we go. And we got to do this one more time. The paint is almost over. Maybe if I pick it up backwards and then put it on the card and flip it. Aha, there we go. Okay, so that is the project for today. Get these out of the way before they end up on the floor. And put the top back on my glue, a little bit of cleanup here. And then I'll bring in the couple of cards that I made earlier in the week just to share more cards. Okay, so those are all my ink colors. And then these are the two projects for today. I got a birthday and a baby shower. And then here's the one I did that has that same sunset, but I used the darker a darker ink here. I used the warm chestnut interference ink on this one, and then I used eucalyptus leaves and anthracite for these colors. So that's one of the cards I created this week. And then the other, this one uses the matte blending inks by Paula, picked by Paula. And so that's another of my cards for the week. So I thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. I hope you liked the card. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. And also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that I can get more viewers and get it out there and share it also. And I have a blog, elegantsentiments.com. I trying to blog once a week on Wednesdays or sometimes late Tuesday night, and my Facebook page. So thank you so much for being here. I hope that you enjoy these projects, whether you are watching live or you watch the replay. I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful week and that you get some time of your own to craft your own kindness. Have a fantastic week and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.